and welcome back to my channel. I am Noor and thank you so much for joining me in another video. So today I have a tech video for you guys. This tech is so long overdue. I have been meaning to do this, but Cassie was the one who tagged me in this tag. It's called the Taylor Swift book tag. It sounds like such a fun tag. She did one in her channel, so I will link that video down below, and I'll also link her channel down below so you guys can check out her channel and subscribe to her. She tagged me in this video and it has been such a long time since she tagged me in this video and I procrastinated. Now that I'm here, now that I'm recording this, so thank you Cassie for tagging me in this video. The tag goes by her song title, so for every song title I have to pick a book. So yeah, let's just get into it. The first question is for
We are never ever ever getting back together.
Pick a book that you were pretty sure you were in love with but then wanted to break up with. That book would be The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. Mainly because I was sure that I was in love with it because of all the hype that goes into this book, and I was certain that that is my kind of book. Like, it's time travel slash sci-fi slash love and romance. I am so hyped when I get into the book. I think halfway through reading that book it gets annoying because some of the chapters are really long. So
We are never ever ever getting back together.
for the song title Red, pick a book with a red cover. That's so easy. I have to go with Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. So it is red in color. It is super red. And if you want to know what's Metamorphosis, it's a story about this guy named Gregor Samsa who is a traveling salesman, and after a very bad nightmare one night he woke up and he found himself metamorphosized into a bug with an exoskeleton. Such an interesting story. I recommend you guys reading it. For the song title of the best day, pick a book that makes you feel nostalgic. Okay, so the book that I am going to pick is Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. How does this book make me nostalgic? Mainly because I read this when I was in secondary too. This was a story that made me introduced into sci-fi. Hence, when I read this, nostalgia everywhere. So if you guys are wondering what's Flowers for Algernon, it's a story about this guy who has exceptionally low IQ, and he was being chosen to be part of this experiment where he can increase his IQ, and he record all of his experience in this experiment in a journal form. So the book is being written in journal form, and it's very interesting how the narrative is because you could see how the narrator writes and how he writes from a low IQ to after he gets that operation and has high IQ. It's such a cool format. You guys have to check it out. It's a very cool, interesting, intriguing book. Next up, for the song title of Love Story, pick a book with forbidden love. The book that I'm going to choose is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. As you know, this is not a love story. This is a story about love. And if you know anything about Brontes, they like to write the stories gothic style. I like that about the Brontes. And this story is about a love story about these two people and how they could not be together. Such an interesting book because there are so many perspectives and so many layers to the book that you have to really focus to read this book. So I like that. It's really well done. I highly recommend you guys checking it out. But essentially it is a story about forbidden love. So prepare your tissues because it's going to be anguishing and painful. It's going to be a tearjerker. Question 5. For
I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
what am I doing? T-Rex hands. Pick a book with a bad character you couldn't help but love. Oh, everybody loves a bad boy or a bad character or a bad girl in a book, right? Like, they are so suave and so cool. So the book that I'm going to choose is The Golem and the Genie by Helen Wecker. I did a book review for this, so I'll link it down below and at the corner over here so you guys can check that out. The bad boy or the bad character in this book is of course the genie. The golem is not a bad person. The golem is such a naive, nice person. Okay, she's hardly even bad. The genie, however, is such a bad person because he is a genie. So he's supposed to be like, you know, I'm a genie, I'm ruthless, I'm gangster. And so yeah, he's like a bad boy and he's nonchalant, he doesn't care, and he's like, why am I in this human body? I just want to be a genie and go back to my people. I love the genie in this book. It's such a great interesting book about magical realism, about golems and genies, and it sets in New York in 1899. So it's a little bit of historical fiction, so I really enjoyed it, so I highly recommend you guys checking these out. For the song title Innocence, pick a book that someone ruined the ending for. I didn't get ruined for this book, but I read too much reviews about this book that I got ruined. Guys, do not read too much Goodreads. It's a bad idea. Don't read the reviews from Goodreads because sometimes spoilers, you know. The book is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Truthfully, I really enjoy this book. It's also magical realism and it has some sort of forbidden love in this book and the whole magical night circus. However, the ending was not satisfying, and I knew that it's not going to be satisfying because I read too much Goodreads. So I knew that some people were not so positive about the ending, and I was expecting it. And when the ending came, I knew that was it. Yep. Nevertheless, I still enjoyed it, but the ending is like For the song title, Everything Has Changed, pick a character from a book who goes through extensive character development. So I am going to pick a series because I feel like from book 1 to book 3, she has such extensive character development, and the book is none other than the Shadow Me series. So I'll just put it right here. So yeah, the Shadow Me series, I feel like Juliet, the main protagonist of this book, has such extensive character development, mainly because in the first book she's whiny, she's annoying, she's like, don't touch me, I'm gonna kill you. Touch me because I'm gonna kill you. And she's always blaming about the world, blaming everybody why she's being left behind in this place and why she has these powers and everything. And throughout the books you can see people are so annoyed by her, like, get over it, it's not all about you. But it comes to the third book, she decided it is not all about me, and she went on to save the world. So there you go, Juliet by Shadow Me series. Question 8. For the You Belong With Me song title, we are going to pick your most anticipated book release. I don't follow the book scene very carefully, so I don't know what books are being released or going to be released, but I do know one book that I'm quite excited for, mainly because it's one of my favorite authors and I have read her books. All of her 3 books, 4 if you include the novella. Yes, it's Tahira Mafi. So I enjoyed her writing style and I really enjoyed Shadow Me series a lot. So I am so excited to wait for Furthermore, her newest book. I'm excited for that. Question 9. For the song title Forever and Always, pick your favorite book couple. The book couple that I have chosen is Rebecca and Luke from Confessions of a Shopaholic. I really adored their chemistry together. I feel like Luke is such a serious guy, but Rebecca is such a clumsy little girl. They kind of like complement each other and it's just absolutely cute. And last question, for the song Come Back Be Here, pick the book you would least like to lend out for fear of missing it too much. And that book will be All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. It's somewhere in my bookshelf. I forgot to take it out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I really like that book. I really love that story. So I am never going to give out to anybody or lend it to anybody because it's my treasure. So those are the questions for Taylor Swift book tag. So feel free to do this book tag. I tag every one of you guys to do it. Thumbs up this video if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel to see more book related content from me. Until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Chill out! T-Rex hands!